Hello everyone, it is White Rose Wednesday. Let's tag some friends. All right, I can't wait to start working on this beautiful book again. Been having so much fun. Just tag until it won't let me tag anymore, guys. All right, somebody's here. Rhonda's here. Deborah's here. Hello, ladies. And there's Sherry. Hello, hello. And Eileen. Hello, Eileen. Hoping I can see you guys' comments. I tried to cheat Mr. Facebook. I came in live and then I went out and then I deleted it. So I don't know if it will let me see you guys. Just type a bunch of comments so we can hopefully see. Let's see here. I do have my iPad. I'm going to see if that will help. My iPad is very old and tired. I should go swipe my daughter's. Hey, there's TC. I don't know if I can see comments. This always happens to me in here. I don't know why, just in here, but just in here. All right, so here is my beautiful door from last week. Let me zoom out just a little bit. You can see the whole thing. That the Nuvo drops did dry, and it just looks like glass. Look at that. So cool. And then we've got that rice paper back there. And we've got a little handle here to open the door. And there's our little valance. And some beautiful paper back here. Now I haven't done anything else to this. I did add this beautiful trim. Ugh, my iPad's not doing anything either. I haven't done anything other than put on this beautiful leafy trim here, and I really do like this leafy trim. Kind of looks like the flowers are just vining up. And I was going to put some papers in here to make it look like it's inside the kitchen when you open this door, but I haven't decided which pieces I want yet, and it's such a small piece that I may want to use a scrap, so I'm going to hold off on doing that just yet. I think the part we're going to work on today is getting our pages into the book. So that we can work with our pages in the book. I'm going to do a slipped spine though, so that way we can take the pages in and out if we want to. And normally, this is a little different book for me. Normally I would do however many holes I have signatures on each spine. But I'm going to try it 2 signatures on these holes because these are big grommets or big eyelets. So I'm going to hope that it works. I can't see comments. I get so excited for Wednesdays, you guys, and I don't know why Facebook is on right here. And I don't know what kicks it in. Last time it just does its thing. So I don't know. Just keep typing your comments. Kay and Ashley will be here. I think Ashley's already on to answer any product questions that you might have. All right, let's see here. So I have this elastic cord, and that's what I'm going to be using for the spine. It's just stretchy elastic. This stuff I got at Michael's. You can get it anywhere that sells beaded jewelry, crafty stuff. Amazon. You can get it again at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. This one is the Creatology, and what was really cool about this one is it was in the Christmas stuff, so I got it 90% off, so it was only 39 cents. And it's just cording, but it is elastic, so that is the important part, is that it's nice and stretchy. Hi, Kathy. I'm trying to see everybody's comments. I'm trying to figure it out on my iPad here. I should just go run and grab my daughter's iPad. Let's see. Mine is just too old. It looks really pretty, but it's too old. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to have, well, I would say normally we want to have our cording on the inside, but our cording here is going to be on the inside and the outside because there's only 2 holes. So we're just going to go ahead and run this cording right through. One other thing to think about real quick is this piece of the spine here. Before we put this cording in, we might want to put something there. I do have just some cardstock, and I think I'll put a piece of that there so that it doesn't just look like gesso. Let's see. I have this beautiful turquoise color, and I think that will be nice. And while we're working on this, I'll give everybody a chance to get here, say hello, hopefully trigger the comments so I can see them. Okay, and I don't remember, I think this is 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, and it's by 8. Gosh, gotta get some more coffee in this brain this morning. So I'm gonna just cut this to the 3/4 of an inch. And I'm gonna need 2 because I've got one on the other side. And then we'll cut the 8. And we're gonna have to punch holes in it so that we have our grommet holes. Now, ideally, I should have done this when I was constructing it, but I didn't know, you know, what colors I wanted or whatever. Sometimes I make books ahead of time as well, just the base, so that I can have the base ready to go when I need to make a book. That looks like it's a little bit too big, so I need it a little less than 3/4 of an inch. Hi, Christine. I don't know if I can see everybody's comments. I can't see anything just yet, so hopefully Facebook will wake up and go, oh yeah, she's trying to do a live in here for everybody. Okay, so there is another one. Let's see if that one works a little bit better. It does. Perfect. All right, so just gonna go ahead and fold this where I think I want it to go. You can do all the measuring things and all that stuff. I don't really do that. I try my hardest not to measure. So you can get by in this junk journaling world without doing a lot of measuring. This style of book, though, does kind of require some, so just be aware. But if I can do it, you guys can do it. I promise you. I'm not a very good measurer because I can't see the fine details as well anymore. But I do try really hard. All right, this is going to be difficult on my trimmer, so I may just hold this together and trim it off because I need 2 pieces here. And then we will punch the holes, glue it down. I can see everybody is here, but I can't see any comments. So annoying, Mr. Facebook. Come on. go. All right. And I probably will save this. This is a great piece to make some little tabs out of or something, so don't throw those little pieces away. They can be used for other good things. Let's see. Going to need to punch some holes. So probably what I will do is just set it here like this and press really hard so you can see the little indent from where the holes are. And then I'm going to probably do the same thing on the other side just in case if they are slightly different. My hope is that they wouldn't be different, but you never know. I am having a little struggle with my eyes today. They just don't want to quite wake up, so my apologies if I am getting things too close or am a little slow today. All right, let's see if that lined up. Hopefully it did. Yay, it did. All right, so there's one side. I think that will just be a little more attractive to look at than my white gesso. You know, don't get me wrong, I love my white gesso, but if you've got this beautiful book going, you want to take those extra steps and make everything nice and pretty. Hey, there's Marilyn. I cannot see comments yet, Marilyn, so just keep typing away and hopefully it will let me in. I even tried to trick the system today. I went live and then I ended the live and then came back hoping that that would help, because sometimes when you leave a live and come back, it's fixed magically. But it didn't seem to work like that this time. All right, did I do? No, I can't see it. Erg. Yesterday's weather was so crazy, you guys. We actually even had a little bit of snow here on the western side of Washington. Who would have thought snow in April? But today it's nice and sunny. It's still super cold outside. There's a lot of wind, but I say super cold. I know some of you guys have really, really cold weather, but you know, for us in Washington, at least on the western side, we don't get too many weather extremes. Except for this year. I don't know what's going on this year, guys. All right, now where's this one? I think it's like right here-ish. Somewhere. Green is a really tricky color for my eyes. My eyes just really don't like it. All right, there we go. I managed it. Woohoo! Okay. So, gonna do that, and then, what did I do with the dauber? There it is. I'm gonna put some tea-dyed ink on here just because it's really bright right now compared to the rest of everything. So we'll just kind of tone it down a little bit. I hope everybody's Wednesday is doing well so far. This is my first live of the day, so I haven't chatted with many of you just yet, so that is always fun to get this first live going, especially if it would let me see the comments. Come on, Facebook. Oh, okay, so it does matter if it goes one way or the other. They line up better this way. There we go. And we'll do a little bit of that on this side. I am loving this tea dye on this color. Kind of looks like some kind of a patinaed effect. I think it looks great and it goes really well with all of these colors. So we are going to switch gears a little bit from the outside beautiful florals to the inside of this fantastic kitchen. And this book, I hope to have all kinds of waterfalls. Now, I've got them a couple of different ways so that you can see whichever way works best for you. Or you can use the whole combination of them. Sometimes, hey, there's Bernadette. Bernadette's in the house, guys. She is a fellow design team member here for White Rose Crafts. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in here. And then hopefully we can get some pages in this book. Now, when I say get pages in this book, we're going to put the signatures in. So we do also need to kind of think about what we want to put down here, because this is, oops, not the glue. This is going to be the inside kind of wow page. Hopefully, did I get that upside down now? Come on. And then I think I have an idea of what I want to go on the inside sides. I think this goes better this way. It does. All right, there we go. Oops. I'm so glad my glue gives me a few minutes to just kind of place things, because I definitely need a few little minutes to scooch things around. All right, there we go. Okay, so there's one of those. Now we'll do this side. And I already am sticky. You guys, I really don't like that I can't see the comments. I know everybody is saying hello and asking how I am and all of those fun things, and I'm not ignoring you. Facebook is just being annoying. I don't know what finally triggers it. I think a couple of times it's been my great friend Ursula who has been typing away, and then it just lets me in. So I don't know what's special about Ursula's account, or if it's just like a certain number of posts or whatever. I don't know. But then it finally just lets me in. Okay, so here is this one. Now on these side pieces, we can kind of decide a couple of things. We can decide if how we want them to function, first of all, and then how we want to cover them. So when you have 8x8 papers, a really great way to stretch them is to use them in halves. So like this piece here, if we cut just the window on this side and put the kitchen on the other side, I think that is going to be just absolutely perfect. And then we can also decide if we want this back piece to be a pocket or if we want it to just lay flat and be decorative. A lot of times I like them to have some sort of a function as well, so it'd be nice to be a pocket. I'm going to just go ahead and fold this in half because I feel like that is a good way to get it here. So it's going to go like this here. And what we could do, especially if you have papers where you like both sides, you could make it a flip up so that you can see the front and back. And in order to do that, you're going to have like a little hinge. So we'll do some of that. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this one. We could also cut out a piece of this window and make it open. That would be really fun. I think I kind of like that idea. And we'll go ahead and just cut this right down the center. And this is a really great way to stretch those stacks that you get and still have a lot of really beautiful pieces of paper. And also, you know, if you're trying to see the other side of your papers, because they're so pretty as well. So these little pieces here on the outside of this flap are a little bigger than 4 inches. So let's just see how wide they are. It's 5 inches. So what we can do here is we can put a little bit of our just plain cardstock down so that it has a background. And on this side, we might even want to do a little bit more because we'll be able to see it if we cut this window out and open it up. So lots to think about. This would be nice to do these sides before we get our signatures in, because our signatures are going to kind of be in the way a little bit. Let's go ahead and maybe just use some more of this here. I think that would be nice because it would just kind of carry over. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just do it a little shorter than 8 inches. Sorry guys, I'm trying to think and talk today. Wow. I don't know why I'm struggling so much. I need to keep drinking some coffee. Who has their coffee? I hope everybody has their coffee. And I think Kay is into the evening hours where she's at. She's still in Scotland visiting family. Okay, so cut this by 8. Let's see how it looks here. Is this about the right size? No, it really isn't. I want it wider than that. Ah, there it is. Ursula. No, it was Grace. It was Grace. Nope, it was Ursula. It was Ursula. I got this paper in both 12 by 12 and 8 by 8. It was Ursula. My friend, I don't know what it is that you do, but you have to come to every one of my lives here in the White Rose Crafts Gallery. Ooh, yes, cold coffee is one of my favorites for sure. Yay, I can see the comments much earlier than normal. Yay, thank you, Ursula. I can see you, Sherry. I can see you. Hi, Mary. Hello from Washington. I know you're in New Jersey. This live is amazing. This is connecting so many of us. Kay is right now in Scotland. I'm here in Washington. I know Rhonda's in California. Baby's still in the hospital. She hasn't gotten to go home yet. They're waiting for those darn culture results and to make sure that they have the right antibiotic for her little infection. So as soon as we have that down, then hopefully she gets to go home. So my new little grandbaby, guys, had to go to the hospital. She has a little bit of an infection. Oh, and Bernadette's in England. Awesome. This is so amazing. Yeah, I love how it just connects us all together. New York, Washington, England, Scotland, wherever anybody is. East Coast, West Coast, everywhere in between. She just got a little bit of an infection, Sharon. They think they actually might have missed it at birth because it's right on the back of her head at the base of her neck, which is kind of scary in a way because it's so close to her cute little brain. An infection that close to the brain is just no good. So and Norland's in the house. So they just want to make sure they get her some antibiotics and get it taken care of. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't been able to take any pictures lately. She's been in the hospital the last couple nights, and the NICU doesn't allow many of us there because COVID precautions. I'm ready for them to just be done with this. Like our state, you don't have to wear a mask anymore, so it'd be nice if they would just get on with it and let us do whatever this new normal is. But okay, so here's my little window. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I'm going to go ahead and thank you. Thank you guys for keeping her in your thoughts. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, my daughter has to stay with her, so that's good. She does have somebody there. They tried to get an IV, and they do baby IVs right in the head usually, but they poked her 15 times, 15, and couldn't get it. So then they decided to just do oral meds, and that's why it's so important that this culture comes back, that they have the right antibiotics. So no fun. My daughter's like, Mom, this is so hard watching them poke her. Yeah. And as the mom of a type 1 diabetic, which is what my daughter is, I know how that goes. It really bites. Yeah, lots of no fun stuff. That's why when I became a nurse, I thought, oh, I really want to work in pediatrics. And then afterwards, I realized, nope, it's just really not for me. It's not all fun and babies. It's, babies that aren't well and have to have things to get well. Okay, so let's get back to our book here. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece right in there. I think I'm going to put some of this ink down here though, because you can kind of see my gesso. Now the gesso on this part is down here mostly just to be a primer. It will really help my paper to adhere to this chipboard really well. So yeah, I know. They have vein finders. They did use them when my daughter was giving birth. She's a little bit, we're all kind of a little bit of a hard stick. So yeah, they even called somebody in from Peds. They called somebody in from the childbirth center. They called a few people in and they just couldn't find it. So, or at least find one that would stick. So the poor little thing was a pin cushion. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down and then we're gonna work on this piece. Now we could use some of our rice paper in the background if we wanted to, because we will be able to see a little bit of this cardstock because my piece is only 4 inches, my window piece. Let's see if I'm making sense, guys. Yeah, my daughter was really upset. I was on FaceTime because they wouldn't let me in there when, you know, her parents were there. So just too many people. And I told my daughter, the best thing you can do for her is just let her hear your voice and hold her little hand and just hope that they can get it. Just keep being strong as you can, because that's what we got to do as a mom. Oops, let's see. Did I get that straight? It doesn't feel straight. Come find out he has a skin tag, they called it, and had to have taken off. Oh gosh. Yeah, I trained in phlebotomy too, and I always usually did pretty good sticks, but I didn't like sticking babies, especially in as a phlebotomist, you usually don't stick their head. That's just mostly for the IVs, but I still didn't like it, guys. I didn't like it. Okay, so we're gonna have this piece here, but it is a functional piece. It's a fold, and our pages are gonna stick in there. So once I figure out how it's gonna go, I might use some like washi tape or something down in there. So now we just kind of need to decide what's happening back here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this out. Let's get a blade. I said a blade. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna just use an X-Acto knife and start this cut here. I can close a couple of these things. Oh, I can't wait to put these charms on. I was going through the packet of all the things that I got, and look at these awesome charms. These are teacups and saucers, and then little teapots. I cannot wait. And then I've got some wonderful jump rings. And those all came from White Rose as well. So if you need some amazing charms, they definitely have the hookup there. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna leave this side connected so it will flip-flap open and closed. And then this is my, I always forget what it's called, non something mat. Yeah, I hit that live button today, guys, and my brain just went, self-healing mat, that's what it is. Okay, so that I can cut and not cut on my desk. And now I can't even see where I cut. Okay, so we just want to cut really carefully along the edge of this little window, and we're going to have a good play with this window too. But what's going to be fun is that this is right inside the book. So here is like, if you're giving it as a gift or whatever, you can write a little message in here, and I think it will be just perfect for that. Self-healing mat. Thank you, Sharon. I think Sharon is the one who always helps me with that word. I don't know why I always forget that one, but yeah. Sharon and Sherry, I think, are my two like word finder ladies. So thank you for that. Okay, so this is going to be pretty thin over here. We're going to want to make sure we get it nice and glued. There we go. We're coming down here. And you can use a ruler if you want to. I'm just kind of following the lines of the window. And we could have just cut along the inside of this frame here as well, but I chose to do a bigger one. So you can kind of see what you like as you cut along here too. So there we go. And just take your time, try and get it how you want it before you glue it. And then we'll go ahead and you can use a ruler or a bone folder. You can use your scoring mat to get this to kind of bend here. I think I might use my my scoreboard just to make a nice score. We're gonna put this away so I don't drop it or cut myself, because that's no good. All right, here is my scoreboard. And again, no real measurements to share with anybody here. This is just going to be a matter of wherever you made your little score lines. It's hard to see it, but it is there. So I'm just going to find a groove in the mat and just follow it along where I need it scored, and not all the way up, because we just want it scored where the window is so that it can open and close. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish it down really good. And then I'm going to close it and burnish it again flat. You don't want to burnish it flat too much because it will kind of heal these little score marks up. But I do want it to be able to close. Now we could also use like a little brad latch or something over here to keep the window closed. That would be kind of fun. All of those little details that you add definitely add to the interest for your book. Okay, the scoreboard doesn't want to go home. And I noticed I have just a little bit of excess hanging over my book at the top. So I'm just going to trim just a little hair off this paper. Like literally just a hair. Like this much. Okay, and I probably will go in, just because I really love decorating these windows, I probably will go in and add some Nuvo drops to the glass piece. Now this one, if you look really closely, I should have maybe just cut this piece. I don't know yet. I just made the whole flat, but this one actually looks like it's open because there's a little birdie sitting on the seal there, the window sill, seal, whatever. Hey Laura, hello, hello. You saw that as you were packing, but assumed you needed more. Oh, she's talking to Ursula. All right. Hi, Christine. No worries. No worries. We're just having fun working on our book. So when you do this, you could have just cut like this piece here because it looks like maybe that piece is actually open and maybe this piece is closed. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the illusion that this whole thing is a window and can open and close like this. So we're just going to go with it. Now we could also use some texture paste in the background and make some more bricks back here. We could have made this a pocket. So many things that you can still do. I'm not going to make this a pocket, and I think I still need to trim just another little hair off of there because I want this to flip open, and you can put a photo there, or you can put a nice sentiment if it works out being a gift, or even just for yourself. You can put the date, you can put your family name, you can put this one, I'm going to make it into a recipe book, so you can put, you know, recipes for the family of whomever, and I think that will be, there we go, that's better. I think that would be a really nice place to put those things there. Okay. So let's see. I think I have a stencil that has some bricks on it, but I don't remember for sure. Maybe I don't. I don't know. These are just Tim Holtz stencils. If you are somebody who likes to use stencils, definitely check out the stencils here in the White Rose Crafts website. There are so many wonderful ones. I've just started building my collection there. Prior to there, I mostly just bought Tim Holtz ones, but I am really loving the shapes and designs of these other ones that are available, like this one that I used in my steampunk book. Was a really great one, and I absolutely loved it. So let's see, what do I have in this big stack? Oh, we could do this one and make it kind of look like a decorative piece of the wall. Dots, leaves, more dots. See, mine are mostly more for mixed media. Oh, there's some trees, there's some sunrise, some stars. What do I have? Coffee spills. I think I have the bricks as an embossing folder, but I don't actually have it as a stencil. I guess I need to get one. All right, let's go ahead and do this stencil here. And I'm just going to do a little stenciling right in the background here, like along the edge. And I think I'm just going to continue with this tea dye because it's working so well. All in Create stencil. Yes, isn't it awesome? I love it. I hadn't played with much of the All in Create stuff. I know Bernadette is all in with All in Create. Their products are amazing. I also like the 13 Arts stuff. I think Stamperia has some stencils and molds too. Lots of fun stuff. Okay, so I'm just brushing this in here, guys. You can use texture paste or any of those fun things too. I just want something, just a little bit of interest where you can see this and maybe make it look like it's supposed to be part of the wallpaper or something. So when this lays on here, it will look like it's supposed to be there. And on this side, we could also do a trim. So it won't have to look like such... I learned early on in my crafting, my paper crafting, to cover my edges. I don't remember who I learned that from, but I can remember them saying, you know, we want our edges to be covered, and that is something that has stuck. So most of my edges you will find are either like torn or finished somehow, and I always put something on the edge. I don't know. I guess that was grilled into me, and I just kept it. So, okay, so when you're using your stencil, you can turn it all around however you need to. And you can, if you want it to be like a continuous pattern, like you're not going for mixed media, just line up one piece here and just keep going. So I just kind of stick this one in there. Whoops, not down far enough. Goofy girl. What am I doing today? There we go. And going to put just a little bit up here too. There we go. And that just adds a little piece of interest to this piece of like makeshift wall that we're adding in here. Now I think it would be really great if we had some brick, because it would just look like it's continued to the wall here, but I don't have that, so we're just going to go on with it. And then when you open this up, you can still see just a little bit of this stenciling, and that's okay. We can stencil more inside if we want to. I'm not going to, because I just kind of wanted it to be plain in there, so you can put a photo or a message or whatever you want to do. All right, I think I'm ready to glue, finally. Ooh, you baked a pie? Oh, gosh. Oh, that sounds so delightful. I'm allergic to cinnamon, so I don't get much apple pie these days because unless if I make it myself, everywhere else has the cinnamon in there. All right, so we want to glue really, really well along this little piece here. That is one of our thinner pieces. And of course, you could make this bottom piece a pocket or whatever you wanted to do. I'm not doing that because I don't want to put any pressure or stress on this little tiny piece, and I kind of just want the focal point to be that open window. But you can add as much or as little as you like when it comes to the fine details of these things. And then later I'll decide if I want to put something here to close the window, like a little closure clasp or something. All right, try and get this nice and straight and really press that little tiny piece down. Okay, and then I will, like I said, I will cover up this side over here. I don't know how that got ingrained in my head to always deal with your edges, but it did. All right, I apparently didn't put enough glue over here, so we're just gonna add some. There we go. And now making more of a mess, guys, more of a mess. Oh, not feeling very smart today, but thank you, Sharon. I think my brain is just, I don't know if it's tired or just still trying to figure things out this morning or what, but you know what? Let's drink. Let's just drink. I've switched from coffee to soda. Maybe that's my problem. I needed more coffee, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so there's that little piece. I love that. And again, see this little tiny thin piece. You want to make sure that it's nice and glued because it could be easily broken. But this cardstock is nice and thick, so it should be just fine like that. Now this one I think is so cute. It just looks like a little piece of the kitchen over here. And there are some fun little chipboard pieces that have like this spoon and so forth. So, you know, you could continue that out. I'm not totally sure what I want to do there yet, so I think I'm going to just leave this one. I might be a little frustrated later while I'm trying to fill it in because it is going to get more of a challenge to work on as we put our pages in here. But I think I'm ready to get some pages in this book, you guys. All right, let's set this glue and all this stuff aside for just a little bit. And I'm super excited to put some of these charms on these little... Wake my brain up with ice water. I don't know if that will work for me, actually. I do usually focus on drinking water on Wednesdays. This is right in the middle of the week, and I feel like if I'm dehydrated, it's a good day to just kind of get some extra hydration. So maybe you're right. Maybe I am lacking some water. Okay, so here on this side too, I might use some cream color or something just to kind of make it look like it's more of the inside of the kitchen. So this is one side of the kitchen with a window looking out, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here yet, but let's go ahead and get our elastic going, and then we can put our pages in, and I'll show you what I've got started for the pages. So here we go. So our little green, turquoise, whatever, our little patina colored stuff here should be nice and dry and in place now. And we could even stencil along that real quick too if we wanted to, but it's really not going to show that much, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to put this through, make sure it's going through the outside here. And we're just going to string this up. Now this is a really good way to put in some pieces if you don't feel like you are good at sewing. You know what? I was just thinking I shouldn't really do it this way because I was going to do it a slipped spine, but I think we're just going to go ahead and tie them in because I already put holes in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. We're going to do it. But you don't have to sew to get these pages in. And with a lot of junk journaling and, you know, bookmaking, you kind of need to sew. Just a simple pamphlet stitch, but these ones you don't have to do that. So it's still going to be on elastic. I'm going to use elastic. You can use floss, you can use wax thread, you can use all kinds of things to tie your books together. I do like the elastic a little bit because it gives, and especially if you're going to do a slipped spine where you want the pages to be able to come in and out. So since I'm going to tie these ones in, I really don't need to have the elastic. I could use cording, I could use you know, you can use some kind of yarn, you can use jutes, you can use all kinds of different things. And now I can't find my scissors. Erg! Is that what I dropped? I think I dropped something down there. Down in the depths. I think it was the scissors. You know, I keep seeing these memes like crafting is like the art of losing everything. And it really is. I drop and lose everything every couple of seconds. Yep, that was my scissors I dropped on the floor. There we go. All right, here we go. So I'm going to see how I think these feel with this elastic. And if I don't like it, I will use a different cord. Now, a lot of times people will take their thread and they'll do it 3 times the length of their spine. For me, I just feel like that really wastes a lot of thread, and I don't usually do that. Here we go. We're going to put in 2 of these. I'm going to ink it just a little bit before I put them in here. I want to ink along the edges because that gets more difficult to do once it's inside the book. Now, if you don't like to ink, you don't have to ink. You can leave them whatever color you want. I could have coffee dyed these or tea dyed them or all of those things, but I wasn't totally sure what I wanted to do here, so I just left them white, figuring that I could cover it with whatever beautiful paper I wanted to. I could also ink it or whatever. So if you're unsure, go with white or off-white, and it gives you a lot of options. And then I'm just going to open up all the insides of these and put some ink down. And you can use any color of ink. I know some people are like, you know, I've heard friends say, well, I don't like the grungy look, or I don't like the vintage look, or I don't, you know, whatever it is. There's all kinds of colors of ink, and you can use so many different techniques. You can make it look more shabby chic. You can go vintage. You can go grungy. You can go bright colors. You can go whimsical. Just any of the things. So don't feel like you're stuck, or you can do all of the things. I have a variety of ink, and I have a very eclectic style. I do like things inked, though. You will notice I do ink a lot of things. Hi, Ruth. Welcome. We are having a good play in this book that I am making with the Stamperia Collection Casa Granada. It's going to be a recipe book. We're going to have all kinds of little flips and waterfalls and just have a really great time with this beautiful collection of paper. Okay, so there we go. I already did the other one. And what we're going to do now, this one's going to be in the back. So super easy. I've got the holes here all the way through, and we're just going to put this one through here. Let's get this other one out of the way. And there's my scissors. My scissors always want to go somewhere. And then we'll put this one through here. No, we're not. I did this backwards. So we're going to scratch that for a second. We're going to put this other one first because I want this page that I've folded here to be on the front. Now I could have just simply folded the other one, I guess, but I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be, guys, because that's what I do. So this is going to wind up just being one signature if I tie it this way. If I put in 2 cords, we would have 2 separate signatures, but I'm just going to build one on top of the other. So it's just going to be like a little bigger of a signature in here. Hope that makes sense. Let's see. Ugh, I'm going to find the hole here. Find the holes. All right, now that one just went in so nice and easy. Why is this one being difficult? There's always one, right? Okay, so if it gets to be too much of an issue and you can't do them all stacked together like that, oh, it's because that little fold is in the way. There we go. Start doing them individually and then they'll just come together, just like that. All right, now we're going to put the other one on, just continuing on the signature. So it's going to be a larger signature rather than 2 signatures. It is just white cardstock, yes. I had some of that really big, I think it was Martha Stewart paper. She tried to do those really big books for a while, and a lot of us were like, no way, because switching from 8.5 by 11 to 12 by 12 was already difficult enough. We don't want to do it again with this whatever size book that she created, but I do like the paper because if you're making a book like this, you can use this, you know, really wide paper to get it going. So that was one perk of that. Okay, so now we just want to go ahead and we want to tie this as super tight as we can. We don't want to break it. It is easy to break, but where it's elastic, it will give a little bit when you have it tied, and you want your pages to be in there nice and secure. Okay, so I'm gonna pull. Just like that. Okay, and then you can decide what you want to do with these little extra pieces. You can leave them like these. You can tie it into a bow. You can move it more towards the top or the bottom. You can add charms in there. So I might put mine, I like mine usually more towards the bottom. And I'm just going to leave them hang for right now because then I can decide if I want to add a charm. So that is that one. We've got one signature already in place. And how awesome is that? Super easy, right? And our cording worked out just fine. And it's technically, I thought it was going to be 2 signatures, but I think I've changed my mind with the construction of this book quite a few times. So I'm just going to set it over to the side. It is a bigger size paper, you're right. They do still sell that big paper. I just saw it at Michael's though. I've had this in my stash for a while because, like I said, if you are making, you know, a bigger one like this, it's nice to have this size here. So let's go ahead and ink down the spine of these, just because that is not fun to do when you've got your cording in the way. This is the tea dye ink. I love this color. It really goes well with the Casa Granada collection because it kind of has that more of a brick red or orangey kind of a color hue in the background, I guess you would say. And I really, really love it. Okay, now, did I have 2? I thought I had 2. Oh, jeez. What did I do with them? I thought I had an extra one of this. Nope, that's not it. All right. Just keep going here. so who all got this paper collection? I know several of you did, and I'm super excited to see some of the things that you're creating. It is absolutely perfect for all of those recipe books that people like to make. And I think that it's a, I'm using the 8x8 and I love it. I don't know yet. Oh, maybe, yes. Yes, it is. It's right there. Thank you, Sharon. I'm going to just add them together anyways, but I think the 8x8 size is a really good size because you can add your recipes and still add a photo. So if you have like my Gram, she made the most wonderful carrot cakes for me, and she special made them just for me because I'm allergic to cinnamon. So she would make them, and I knew I could eat as much carrot cake as I wanted on my birthday. That was always what she made it for. And I would be safe and not having breathing difficulties and blisters and all the non-fun things that come along with allergies. And I think it would be fun to, you know, either put like a picture of me with one of those cakes on my birthday, or a picture of her because she always made it for me. She also was really good at making the best peanut butter fudge ever. So that was like one of her things. She would give out peanut butter fudge to like half the county during Christmas time. Literally, she took it to her favorite tellers at the bank. She took it to her doctors. She took it to everywhere. It was one of her most fun things to make. So, oh, good. You just got white gesso. Wonderful. Yes, white gesso is so much fun. It is a really good staple to have if you're a bookmaker. Yes, please do post it in the gallery when you are, you know, when you have something that you can take a photo of. I know sometimes the book construction makes it a little bit hard to have. I feel like sometimes I work like today, we're putting in pages, so it's still going to pretty much look the same, but hopefully I will have something that I can take a photo of to share with everybody. And it's so much fun to see everybody's ideas and the kind of inspiration they pull from the lives. I love it. Love it. I have seen, I think it was on Pinterest when I searched for Casa Granada just to kind of see what other people were making. People are making these little miniature kitchens, you guys, and they are so stinking cute. Like a whole pop-up little miniature kitchen, and it's so cool. I love it. I don't know what I would do with one, but I think it would be so much fun to make. If you had like, if you needed a table decoration or something fun like that, I think it would just be amazing. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull some more cord here. So, yes, please do. The gallery is the group that we're in right now. So you can post photos in there. The design team posts their work in there, and guests or members are welcome to post their items in there as well, so that we can all see what everybody is working on. Yeah. And it's a free group. It's free to post. It's free to view the lives here. It's free. The inspiration is free, guys. Sadly, the paper collections and all the beautiful things aren't free, but knowing what to do with some of the stuff is half the battle. And actually doing it and using it. I am guilty of that myself. I will buy all kinds of beautiful papers, and I'm so glad that I have a group where, you know, we have a schedule every week, and I have a place to, you know, come and work, because otherwise I know what I do. I buy beautiful things with the best of intentions, and then they just sit there. So the gallery and the groups and the lives and all of the friends are a really great way to stay motivated and make sure that you're making things with the things that you purchase, because that's what it's all about. All right. So again, just put this elastic through the holes, through the paper holes. No sewing for this spine, we're just gonna tie it in. And you want to, again, tie as tight as you can without breaking your cord. Yes, I have done that before. I thought, wow, I'm getting this so nice and tight, and then it just popped right off. Which is no big deal. If it happens, then you just start again. It's like, wow, Hulk strength. Okay, so I've got my knots there. You can tie a couple of knots if you want to. That feels like a pretty secure knot. And I'm just gonna move it down to the bottom. Now we've got our 2 signatures in here. So, and they kind of overlap, just like this. And this will close, and this will close. So that is what our book is going to look like, except for I'm also going to have this beautiful door that we made last time together. Affixed here somehow. And when I attach it, it's just going to be glued on one side because I want it to still be able to be open. And I might glue it on this side since there is a window right there. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Got some figuring out to do yet of the logistics of all of it, but once I figure it out, it will be amazing. And I really like this cord because whatever color that you're using for your page spines to hold in, hi Pat, will be showing on the outside of your spine. So you can see I did use that white gesso, kind of roughed it up here just a little bit to blend it in, and then now we have this gold cording, and I really love it. Yeah, the leaves are great. That is from White Rose Crafts as well. It's a beautiful trim I received, and you do get a stretch of it here. And I just kind of glued it around the door, so you know you can keep going with that too. If you want to put more trim, maybe you want to put some trim on the spine or on the edge over here just to kind of tie it in. That would be beautiful. Yeah, lots of things. And when we've got our spine cording in here, we can hang some charms now too from this. We can tie our charms onto the edge of these things. And if you don't like this to be seen here in the center, you can make a pocket right out of 2 of your pages and just glue. You would trim this off and you can just glue these together right in the center and have a pocket. You can even fold these down. Some of these pages I'm going to fold down. When I do the folding though, I want to make sure that I watch where my holes are and I don't put it right to the center because I don't want to have any difficulty turning the pages. Always think about the functionality of your pages in your book as you're working along. So this one, I haven't decided yet if I think I do kind of like these little strings down here because I can put charms or whatever I want in there, but you know, we could still just glue this together. I don't mind seeing the strings in the center. Some people don't like it. Do whatever is best for you and your book at the time. And I think also what I wanted to do is I'm going to this one's going to be weird because it's backwards. So on this side, I've folded this page down, and I'm going to use a rice paper here, I think, on both of the signature covers and the back. And then, so I've got this folded down here. I'm going to put a rice paper here, and then I'm going to put a regular paper here and probably a waterfall so that we have lots of room for recipes or photos or both, whatever you choose to do in your book. So now you can work on this one signature at a time. You can work on it. Sometimes I float from the front signature to the back signature because I feel like sometimes I personally, when I work, I kind of run out of steam and sometimes even supplies when I get to the last couple of pages. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen in my book. And if I kind of flip-flop back and forth from the back to the front, from the back to the front, and then just kind of make things up in the middle, it seems to work really well. Let's see. planning to introduce mixed packs, also smaller quantities. They too are packs of 10. Book jewelry, yes. Yeah, so there are all kinds of things you can use for book jewelry too. The die cuts, that come for this collection are amazing. Now this is just some scraps I have that I wanted to make sure I didn't lose, but look at these. These are chipboard die cuts that come with the collection here. Or no, they are part of the collection, I mean. So you can purchase these and they are from Stamperia and they're part of the Casa Granada collection. So they do match perfectly. You can, you know, affix these to your pages, to your covers. You can use some of the smaller pieces as book jewelry. You could punch a hole in it, like this little rose. You could punch a hole in it and use it as a charm on your spine. There are all kinds of little wooden cutouts by Kaisercraft that are perfect for adding little charms and jewelry pieces. See, now this is what I was saying. This is the little spoon that kind of matches. And I could let this hang out over here because this piece, I need to extend it on just a little bit. Now, if you are making a bigger book and you got the 12 by 12 size, you wouldn't have to make up this little bit of extra here. I really love this piece too that says recipes. There's little, this is one of the Kaisercraft's wooden pieces, and they have little teapots too, you guys, that are just so beautiful. I love them. And this, you could color it like a little piece of rosemary or some kind of an herb to match. Yeah, there are perfect cutouts for cards as well. They are just perfect. They've got some really nice sentiments on them. Let's see. I cut out a whole page of tags and journaling cards. You could use them as recipe cards or journaling cards. Let's see. What did I do with them? Here we go. Oh, nope, that's not the right ones. What did I do with them? I had them out in a clip. Oh, here we go. So this is from the 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I just cut these out. So this is one page of all the tags, and what's really great about the tags is they do have a front and a back side, but this would be perfect for a card. It says like for you, or even a gift tag for a package. How beautiful would that be? Love that. Maybe even for Mother's Day, because it's got this fun like coffee cup or teacup. Probably a teacup because there's teapots on here. But I love how beautiful these tags are. So these are going to be perfect to tuck into little spots. If you're sending some kind of a happy mail, this one with the envelope is absolutely perfect. There's that other beautiful teapot. So you could put these two tags together and they even really coordinate nicely. Like this or like this. You could put these in the little pocket of a card. Again, this one would match nicely as well. Or you can use these just in your books. But these little journaling blocks, these are cut aparts too, but look how beautiful. Like this one says Rose Tea Time. And if you don't want it to say these sentiments, you can cover them up. You know, some of the chipboard pieces would cover them up nicely. Like this one says Sweet Home. I think that goes really well for a recipe book, but if you didn't want it to say that, you could very easily put in that little Kaisercraft one that I just had. You could color this and just put it right over there, and that would coordinate really nicely, and you wouldn't have to see that sentiment that's there. I do like most of the sentiments though, and even in the chipboard you get one that's like a thank you. So White Rose Crafts, Marilyn. White Rose Crafts has everything that I'm showing here. So these are nice too. You can use them as journaling spots. You could use them as a card base or a card insert. Not card base, a card front or a card insert. Like this one says greetings. This would be beautiful for Mother's Day again. And then, you know, if you didn't want to use that, you could put that on the inside of your card. This one says for you. So again, that would be really nice. invitation, invitation. Now, I probably won't use these sentiments as they are. I probably will just use pieces of the card because I want to put them all in my book, but you definitely could. And then there are also a whole page of sentiments inside the paper collection. So you could cut these out and put them over some of these other sentiments if you wanted it to say something different. So that's always an option as well. That's what's so awesome about paper, is that you can layer and add things and change things to fit your needs. And I just love that. And they've got this, love the life you live and live the life you love. I think that's great. Whoever is happy will make others happy too. So they've got some really fun sentiments with this collection. I know, super hard to decide which sides to use. I do have kind of a solution for that, and we'll work with that as we go along here. Like I said, you can use a hinge and kind of make it so you can see both sides of the paper, like this one. Over here, we have this beautiful kitchen, and on the back of it is the wallpaper. So I'm not too sad covering up some of this wallpaper. It is pretty, but I definitely appreciate the kitchen. But if we wanted to, we could make it hinge, and we'd be able to see both sides. So that would be a really nice way to be able to keep both sides of the paper. You can also cut them in half like I've done. You can cut them in half the other way and use one side of one and one side of the other one. So that way you don't miss out on all of those. Or you could simply just buy two and use one of every side of the paper. Sometimes that is the easiest way to solve that problem, because beautiful papers, it's sometimes hard to decide. All right. So let's see. Let's work on there. I think that's really great. I like that a lot. Okay, so this one's going to be weird for me because it's going to be like this. This will be the first page. Yeah, weird. Okay. And you could make these, so like this one is half, then the next one here could be folded part of the way, so it's a little bit longer. And then this one could be a little bit longer, and so forth. So that would be another way to kind of use all of our pages here. We can make pockets, we can make little flip flaps, we can make accordions, all kinds of fun things you can do with these gated albums. And so many different ways you can make waterfalls too. I've got some envelopes. We can make one page that's an envelope waterfall. You want to be like me when you grow up. Well, my life does not come without challenges, Marilyn. I too have challenges. Let's see. How are we doing here? All right, so we've been about an hour so far, so I think this is a good place to stop for now. What I'm going to do between now and next week is I'm just going to go through and kind of decide the folds on the paper. I will ink around the edges so you guys don't have to watch that, because that's kind of boring to watch. And then next time when we're together, we will start putting in all of these fun waterfalls. I've got some really great die cuts for that. You also could use your recipe cards. You can do recipe cards in here with waterfalls. You can use the recipe cards and put your beautiful rice paper on the back and tuck these into pockets. So like if this was a pocket here, we could just tuck it right in there, and we could decorate the back with our beautiful rice paper. And that would be fun. You could also coffee or tea dye these first, and of course, let them dry and all the good things, and then they'll be good to go. We'll give it a little more of a vintage feel. You can scour your kitchen and see what already vintage recipe cards that you have. I know sometimes my grandma would write on little vintage cards, and I wish that I still had them, but I don't. I have some die cuts that I will be showing you how to, oops, I've got a sequin on that one, how to fold up and make into a little a little pulling. You pull this one and it flip, 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 flip. So we'll do that kind of a waterfall. We'll do waterfalls out of envelopes, and then we'll just do waterfalls out of paper or index cards so that you guys can see all the different ways there are to add some waterfalls in your book. And the more we progress with this book, I'm so excited to use all of the little pieces, the little die cuts, and all of the fun things. And I could use a little piece of this trim over here on the edge. I think that actually might look really cute, and it will kind of tie in from the outside in. And you could have this like a house plant, so it would kind of tie the outside to the inside. I think I might put that there. So next time you see me too, I will have Nouveau drops inside this window glass and get this trim on there. So we will be moving right along with this book, you guys. Thank you so much for all the well wishes for Isabella. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, get out those cards and put them in a nice book where they can be treasured. If you're worried about them getting ruined or something like that, laminate them. So that way you have the, what is last week's video? Thank you. Yes, have a good day, you guys. Need to go back and see how you made the book base. I did not really show making the book base here. I did make it from chipboard and cardstock. There's a lot of different tutorials on YouTube how to make these gated albums. So I just kind of left it there. I started it already constructed, and then you guys just saw how we put the pages in. So that we kind of advanced there. I didn't want to take up all of the lives just making the base of the book. That can be a little boring. So anyways, you guys, I hope you have a really great rest of your week and a really great rest of your Wednesday. And we're going to figure out how to get this door on there and all of the things. And I will see you guys next week for some more work on this beautiful book. Thank you so much for joining me. And make sure if you are interested in this paper collection that you head over to the White Rose Crafts website. That is where all of these products come from. Ashley and Kay have given you guys some amazing links there that just direct you right to the place. And there's also a White Rose Crafts YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out already, we are starting to convert some of these lives over there on YouTube, and also my amazing fellow design team members have some of their awesome tutorials and crafts over there as well, so don't miss it. And one more thing. Whew. Make sure you post your makes in the White Rose Crafts gallery so we can see the things that you are making from all of these fun lives. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I know there's so many different places you could be, but you are here with me and I appreciate you. What is the book called? I haven't really named this book yet, but the collection for this, the paper collection is called Casa Granada, and it's by Stamperia. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. It's so much fun, though, and I am absolutely loving these rice papers. If you guys haven't played with rice papers yet, definitely give it a try. All right, you guys, I will see you guys next Wednesday here at White Rose Crafts. Have a good day, you guys.